Welcome to the Chip and Cern Show, the podcast about everything and nothing at the same time. They were possibly separated at birth, only to be rejoined to create the sweet sounds that will caress your deepest cochlea. The show is real, random, rant-filled, and ruthless. Please be warned that this show may hurt your feelings, offend your grandma, and even kick your dead dog in the balls. So get ready, and let's get this shit started.
This shit has started. I am Chip.
I'm Cern.
And you are listening to the Chip and Cern Show.
Once again, or for the very first time. I don't know.
We need like a podcast for blank, like what for the normies.
For your 9-to-5ers sitting in a cubicle. Something to put you in your...
For your everyman, your everyday Jack. The Chip and Cern Show.
To get you through the daily grind.
Yes. We are here today talking about the slumping, lackluster, disheartened Major League Baseball attendance rate.
Some call it a crisis.
I'm sure Manfred Mellon and the Earth Band would.
Bud Selig? Oh, no, sorry.
Yeah. Is Bud? No,
he's
not.
Still, he's still alive. I think you're thinking
Mr.
of
fucking
Giamatti.
Paul Giamatti?
His dad was the baseball commissioner in the 80s.
What?
Yeah, I think... let me think of that.
Oh, my God. Now we're fucking... Learn something new. I will say on the previous podcast, well, I think it's going to be the previous one, we had a couple of fucking good science jokes in there. That doesn't happen.
Did we?
We're not punching above our weight in the science category usually. We had a basic. We had a pH alkaline basic joke. Anyway.
Angelo Bartlett Giamatti.
Huh.
He was the American professor of English, blah, blah, blah. He was... Let me take a look. When was he the commissioner? 7th commissioner of baseball.
They've only had 7 commissioners? Jeez.
Fuck, man. He was 7th commissioner of baseball from April 89 to September 89 because he died.
What? He was commissioner for like 6 months?
Yeah. He was the president of baseball before that for 3 years. Children. Paul Giamatti, Marcus Giamatti, Elena Giamatti.
What are the brothers and sister doing?
Marcus Giamatti.
Probably owns like a fucking 7 Togo's franchises.
I guess Marcus Giamatti is an actor, best known for being a regular member on the cast of CBS drama Judging Amy.
Crickets.
I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway.
Doesn't have his fucking picture here, so that's how good he is.
We digress. Major League Baseball attendance is not going away. There was a significant dip in 2018, and it seems to be carrying through to the new season.
So it drops 12%, looks like.
Ouch.
Attendance drops for 12 MLB teams.
So let's just say there's 30 teams, right? So can we just call that half for rounding sake? So last year in 2018, there was a 4% drop in attendance. Okay. Not horrible, but I'm sure they don't like to see that sort of thing happen. And it has not rebounded for pretty much half of the teams in 2018, with the Blue Jays suffering a 25% year-over-year drop, year to date.
Yes.
Giants 17%, Royals 15%, Marlins 16%. Pretty considerable.
So let's look at this real quick.
All right.
Blue Jays record 25-45. 20 games below 500.
Now
Royals 22-48.
So just not good ball clubs.
Giants 30-38. They're probably the 8 games under 500.
That might be the best they were going to be all season right now.
Marlins are 25-43.
Dude, the Marlins aren't even getting 10,000 people a game on average this year.
How do they pay their bills? Jeter, let Chip and Cern know how you pay your bills with less than 10 grand.
And that's 10 grand, and half of those are probably season tickets.
Yeah.
But the Twins,
that they bought when they feel like there's like a timeshare, they bought it like fucking 45 years ago.
Yeah.
So they got it at like
or like the
$19.99 prices.
Yeah, or the corporate ones, like Miami, there's like whatever headquarters, someone's, Lexus of Miami buys a box and, has 20 tickets they can always count on. So that kind of stuff happens. Now, Manfred Mann and his Earth Band have said that poor weather in the early part of the season played a significant reason for the slide.
Okay, and I can see that.
Okay, but I mean, these aren't weather fucking problems because Miami's in a dome. And fucking San Francisco's had tits weather. And the Jays are the Jays in a dome?
I think they are.
So like over half of these really shitty losses.
But here's the thing about baseball.
It's
not like football where you can play in the fucking snow. If it's raining, get a little drizzle, called.
Yeah.
So to say that, because I assume the attendance is during the game of play, right? So I mean, I guess
I think it's how many tickets sold.
Yeah, but they have to play the game.
Oh yes.
So if the game is canceled, then I mean, I can see where it's maybe kind of shitty and people don't show, but I don't think that's going to carry on through. It's not a
25% drop.
What they say here, March, basically the whole month. It was 15 teams saw a decrease in March through April.
I mean, it's a little colder. I would say this year's been colder and wetter, so I can see people not really wanting to like bundle up to go to the ballpark. Now,
12 teams during this time frame saw a worst gate of 11,000 or less.
Jeez.
12 teams. 4 of them were Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, Baltimore, Miami.
Wow. Now I have MLB TV, so I will just watch whatever game's on. If it's the Pirates versus the Reds, I don't really care. I'll just have it on in the background to kind of watch. And I feel like more often than not this season, I'm like looking and they show the pitcher and they kind of they show them from a side profile and you see like half of the stadium and you're like, wow. It's pretty fucking barren.
There's a popular joke on MLB Trash Talkers.
Yeah.
Mike Trout hits it like, look at hitting to the fans because the sky's in seats tonight, boys. That's a big thing.
Yeah. Now, have you been to a game yet this year?
I have not.
And how many? Now, we both were Giants season tickets holders for several years.
Yes.
We didn't overlap.
No, I think we ran
there was probably a gap when we.
I think I was two. Remember, I did it in 07, 06, 07 because we wanted to get
the All-Star game.
Yeah. And then I think you did it after that.
10 through 13.
Yes.
And so we've been to our fair share of games on shitty fucking Tuesday night.
Oh yeah.
Versus the D-backs.
Yeah.
When Matt Cain throws a perfect game, for example.
D-backs.
Why would you go to that game?
D-backs.
Why would you go to that game, Cerny? We're talking. This is early season fucking D-backs.
Like Joe had fact checked. It was the Astros.
Oh, it was?
That's what Joe was giving you some shit.
I totally missed that.
Oh, that's why Joe kept saying D-backs during our in another episode where we were golfing.
Yeah.
Remember Joe kept saying perfect game against the D-backs because he was trolling you because it was actually the Stros.
I fucking dude, seriously?
He was
that was going so far over my head I had no idea. Now I got to keep it going. Okay. Now I've been to one game this year, and historically, how much do you think a club level ticket will cost you at Oracle Park, formerly AT&T, formerly Pac-Ball?
Now, in the heyday, it was at least a cool 35, not $42 a ticket.
At least. I scored myself and my whole family $8 seats versus the Braves day game.
Oh.
Like a Thursday.
Did you wear the Braves hat or the Giants hat?
Braves.
Okay.
And I said, someone's got to be happy on this out because someone's going to win.
Yeah.
And wearing the hat.
You should have had the jersey half.
The half of the one. And now we talked about this, and I was walking through and I texted the group chat with Joe and Dana and CERN. What did I say the beers were? $13, $12.75.
Yes. Is that for a Bud Light?
Yeah. And then they even have now the Lagunitas station. Those are $15 for a fucking can.
So and this is some of my thoughts I have. This is why
let's hear it.
MLB's, they have these teams.
It's not just the weather.
No, it's not just the weather. I think especially if your team is shitty, I'm not gonna go
and
drop $15 for a Lagunitas or $13 for a Bud Light. I can go to the fucking store and get a case of that shit. Basically, that
you
much.
can get a 30 rack for. Now here's the thing: we paid. I think I bought 6 tickets. The bill was whatever 6 times 8 is. Math 48. So let's say after fees, let's just say it's $60 for 6 tickets. Drove there, parking $40.
Oh yeah.
So I went in there. So now I'm out $100, which is fine. The parking I was like okay eating it because the tickets were so cheap.
Yes.
Then we got in there. You get the food, you get a drink or two.
Yes.
I get it. My wife and I a beer. I think it was $30 after I tipped her like $2 or something.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, geez, like $30 for a couple of beers. And so, I mean, I probably spent
like,
$200 on the day.
So they have those delicious crab sandwiches out in the back.
Oh, I don't even know how much those are anymore. The crazy crab.
I think my dad said it was like $20.
Got to be $20.
Yeah. I was like, so if I got that and a beer, I'm dropping almost $40. Yeah, $50.
Take a Ulysses S. Grant out of your wallet and fucking put that grant down.
I mean, it's good, but so a big majority of it, I think, is especially for a shitty team, and you're just going to just gouge the shit out of me for all that stuff.
It's
brutal. It's like, come on. My dad was complaining because he said he got a brat. It was $11 for a fucking brat.
Is that the? That's not a regular hot dog though. That's like the
longer, little spicier. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's $11. How much would that thing cost you at Safeway or whatever?
Like $6 for a pack of 6. Maybe 8 or maybe $11. Let's say $11 for the pack of 6.
So, what Chip and Cern are saying a little bit, the drink prices are getting a little too outrageous.
Yes.
The food's a little bit outrageous. The quality of gameplay is not very exciting. I mean, I kind of paid attention, but the Giants suck, so they gave up a couple hits, and I'm like, whatever, and it was okay.
I mean, the best hitter is Pablo. He's batting 286, and then everyone else they won't even sniff 250.
And then I find myself, and I'm sure a lot of people do this with their sort of hometown teams, is, on the Jumbotron there, you kind of look at the lineup, and you're like, you see, they show all the batting averages, and you're just like, oh my, you're like,
really?
I was like disgusted almost with it, and I'm like, we got no one hitting over 250. Crawford's hitting 208. Like so-and-so's hitting. I'm like, geez.
Yeah.
Like, who wants to fucking watch this? Not me.
No.
And what are people doing instead of going to games?
That's what I asked my dad. Pulled him before. He said, you'll find that especially in places with like major cities.
Yeah.
There's plenty of other things
There's
to do.
so much other.
You can do so much other than go get gouged and watch buffoonery.
Pay $40 for a parking spot to take your family to drop $200 to watch some shitty baseball in San Francisco. It was a nice day. It was like 70.
Oh yeah, I think it was like a perfect day when you went.
Perfect day.
Shit.
So I'm sure people would rather go to the beach or go to a beer garden or something and just, you can watch the game on TV. It's a little bit more comfortable. And then,
yeah.
So how can
I'll take my $18.
How
go
can we
crush a 30 rack and watch them suck?
I know, and I mean the parking $40. I also saw because I work in the city too, so the Dodgers were in town. I think parking was $50 or $60.
Oh wow!
Because these garages just
Oh.
Make whatever they want.
Yeah.
And they're all in cahoots with each other. So if you're on 2nd Street looking for a parking spot, everyone's going to be $60 or $70.
Ah.
Because they all like change their prices to that. It's just fucking crazy. So I don't know. So Milford man, Commissioner Manfred,
you have
what
power.
would Chip and Cern recommend?
Reducing concessions to market pricing. Let's take a look at not MLB pricing. Let's take a look at concert. If you wanted to poll and see what maybe
interesting
NFL games. I don't know. I actually haven't been.
I haven't.
Although I think I heard a rumor like the Rams parking was like $150.
But that's also you're tailgating. You're there for many hours before. Sometimes
I think also because they're like down by Inglewood, so. Are you gonna park your car out in the street in Inglewood, or are you gonna park you're gonna pay $150 to park your car?
So now a baseball game is like getting to the thing of like Disneyland, where you go in there and you're gonna drop a big nut, and you only are going to Disneyland for 3 or 4 days. So you only are going to go to like 2 or 3 games, as before probably would have tried to make a game a month, maybe 2 games a month.
Yeah, just catch a couple a month or something, especially in this. Oh, yeah.
And in the city, I noticed as well, in San Francisco, when the Giants were hot, it was like the cool thing was to go to the game. Yes. Now it's kind of, you notice,
you go to Momo's across the street,
get
a little pregame going.
Get a little sauce.
Hit up the guy with the ice chest on the
Get
street
a $5
corner.
T-cap for yourself. Call him an entrepreneur. Tip him.
Just trying to make a buck. Crush a couple.
Well, that was for Guns N' Roses.
But they still do it.
Yeah.
Giants games.
They don't discriminate on what's going on.
Just an event.
So a reduced concessions price. Yes. I like that. Anything else? I mean, the beer, it's just too, when's it going to stop? Because, next year,
I think
instead of $12.75, it's going to be $13.25. And it's just going to be...
I think Lagunitas needs to put a ceiling.
Interesting.
Well, okay, you can't
because it's not their... Yeah, the margins are fucking whack on... How much do you think per ounce of beer, like, profit?
Oh, fuck. I mean, if it's
$2,
$2,
$2 or $3,
it's at least these are what,
12-ounce curls.
So it's at least a little bit over $1 an ounce.
And I think even if you buy this, a sixer would be.
It's like at the grocery store. It's like
$10 maybe.
$10, yeah. Damn. So yeah, you're good.
So that's where all the money for the baseball is liquid.
Yeah, and these owners, it's not like it's coming out of their pocket. I mean, they're still making.
I guess Bryce Harper's contract's got to pay. Somebody's got to pay it. And it's
yeah, I know. That's what they. That's the excuse. It's like, well, we got to pay these. It was like, how much did you make?
Yeah. Well, you're in a fucking business, sir.
You're in the business. I mean, when we're talking, you're making $1 billion. Then
a hard time of finding any sympathy.
Yeah.
For you.
Put your crocodile tears away.
Yeah. So, is there any other? Have you found yourself taking the family or anything to any other sports? Have you been to a River Cats game?
No, but I think we were thinking about it because I was like, I want to go to a baseball game.
Yeah.
But it's like...
Now, here's a good example then. River Cats, Sacramento River Cats, AAA affiliate of the Giants, I think.
Yes, now.
They switch around every fucking year.
It was the A's one in our heyday, but it's the Giants now.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Cerny. We would go and we would get a ticket for
$5.
$5 to $10. We would go in. They got $2 dogs. They got a $1 bag of chips. You get some peanuts. You get a $5 beer.
They had a...
I'm talking even a non-promotional night.
Yeah, you're right. That was about what we did. We used to go get lawn seats, right?
Yeah.
We used to go for lawn seats for $5, and then we would just cruise and find a bunch of open seats, and we'll just...
So I think we need to find some sort of happy medium between the AAA and the pro ball that we got now, where we're not... Like, there's somewhere between the $1 dog and the $11 dog.
Yeah.
Like, could we get an $8 dog or could we get $7 dog?
$7 dog, I'm like, okay, I get that. $10 beer? Yeah, okay.
Sure.
I mean, if you're outpacing a bar, that's insane. Because bars, like, what's that, 800% markup or some crazy shit like that.
Wild. So, if there was a minor league team, like, equidistant to where I am now, I would opt for the minor league team over the Giants. Or over a pro team.
Yes.
Just because, one, my kid doesn't give a fuck. Yeah. She doesn't know what's going on.
No. They're in it for the cotton candy.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
She spent more time at the Coca-Cola slide, like going down and running around there than, which that was actually really cool, that whole thing. It reminds me of that time I got on the Jumbotron and that lady thought she was going to get fired because I was motherfucking everything. And she's like, is he going to, you can't curse, right? I'm like, yeah, I got you. Don't worry. Don't worry. And then they gave me the answers.
Oh yeah, that's right.
They do that when you're on the board. They give you some.
They give you a little help,
a little
assistance.
Some heavy hints there. And Joe went to a Giants game recently.
He did.
And did he have any commentary? Now I could see him getting loaded in the party, like pounding a couple beers, because I could see Joe. He'll do maybe 1, maybe 2 beers in there, but he's not tying one on in the ballpark.
No, I mean, he may have had one in the ballpark, but I think he pre-gamed a little bit.
And then, can you bring food in? I don't even know.
Actually, I don't know. I don't know.
Can you bring like a sandwich in or something? I feel like you. I feel like you used to be able to. I don't know if you can anymore.
Yeah, you did, but I don't know if you can really.
And even a bag of peanuts is $8 or $9 now. So I mean, there's just no. Maybe that's what the MLB would say. Well, if it's a little bit too much for you, you can always bring your own food. We don't restrict food as, concerts. You can't bring a sandwich into a concert, I don't think. Or a football game, maybe.
True.
So that would probably be their argument, I would guess. But I'm like, well, you need to let me bring my own beer in.
Oh.
Do you remember out on the bleachers when we would go and someone smuggled in a 30 rack?
Oh, yeah. I don't know how they did it, but...
You like...
I mean, we thought we were cool with the flasks.
Yeah, and
Joe.
Because we would walk and it was like, for 2 blocks, we'd have a conversation where we're going to hide our flask so that the metal detector doesn't pick it up.
Yes.
I forgot where usually like right behind your
crotch.
belt buckle or
crotch.
like in your dick or something.
Yeah, because they never reach there.
Yeah. I mean, most people don't give a fuck.
No.
They're just like, as long as you don't have like an Uzi in your jacket, I think they're going to be okay.
Yeah, they'll be cool.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure there's lots of thoughts about poor attendance.
I know that they're already doing like pace of play and all that other shit, which
to me that doesn't matter. If the game was 10 minutes faster, you gonna fucking notice?
No, you're not.
Yeah.
That's part of the game, I think. Now, when they start floating out, okay, I'm getting off track a little bit.
No,
floating out top like the electronic umpire strike zone.
Yes.
That's
really.
I don't like that. I think part of the game is understanding the strike zone of your umpire and shit. I get when they're like, oh, ruined the game when he missed the call. It's like, well, okay, we can see that now. Baseball's around like 150 years.
Yeah.
Exactly. This is 150 year.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's part of kind of, I get the now they do need to shorten up the
bases.
No.
75 feet.
Be some death.
Thunderdome. Oh, there would be comebackers.
No,
move the mound 5 feet closer.
The challenge is so like in football you get 2, and if you don't win,
Yeah.
So this where the motherfucker can come out there and like think about it.
Yeah.
Like, and then like wait and like, oh no, we're good. Okay, never mind. That's
they spend 30 seconds doing that because the guy slides in a second. He's like, he looks back at the dugout. Challenge. I fucking was safe. And then the manager's like putting his hand out to the umpire, and then he's like, his other bench coach is on the phone with the clubhouse, and they're like, no, and he'd be like, oh no, let it go.
Yeah.
Now, I feel like in the last 2 to 3 years, Cerny, the batting averages, the power, the home runs has all dropped considerably compared to maybe 5-6 years ago.
Now the power, the home runs, like this year, I think they're up.
Okay.
But the batting averages and batting averages down, strikeouts are up.
So we're sort of gone, like we had the home run era with Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire, all those people, Frank Thomas.
Yeah.
Now we're kind of, I feel like we're going a little bit more towards like a pitcher friendly era, not crazy.
No, I don't think it's okay, go on, sorry.
No, it's okay. Not everyone's going to have a 1-something ERA, but like, are we kind of getting this balance? I feel like
I watched this thing on MLB Network.
Yeah.
When they're talking about this, and they're saying a lot of it is to do with the style of hitting because they're doing the launch angle
thing.
So they have that upward swing.
Yeah.
So now pitchers are just, instead of pitching down in the zone, they're pitching up in the zone. They've adjusted to that style, so there's a lot of strikeouts that come with that upward cut. Because with uppercut, that was a big no when we played. It was like, no.
Always down through the ball.
Down
and
flat.
You might accidentally hit a home run because you hit it and it had some good backspin.
Yeah, but I think that they're talking about launch angle is not.
Because I feel like I've seen more teams, your team of 9 players, you would have 3, maybe 4 people sniffing 300, if not around.
Oh, yeah.
Or above.
You're
now,
you
hit 270, 280. You're like, wow, he's having a good season. I'm like, when did this fucking happen?
No.
50 points? What the? I mean.
330 was the mark for a good season, if I remember.
And I had that stat that I sent.
Oh, yeah.
The last person to hit over 330 was 9 years ago, was like Josh Hamilton or something.
Yeah, it was 350, I think, right?
Yeah, and I feel like 10 years ago, I mean, Chipper Jones hit fucking 340 or something.
340 was, your elite players were hitting 340.
So is that all they attributed all that to the launch angle?
I think they
like,
attributed a big portion of it. I think it was somebody was on. I can't remember who it was.
MLB Tonight has really good. I like their ex-players that they have. Oh, Stern's having a fit. Whoa! Oh my God! You need CPR?
I might have to
slip a little tongue in there.
There you go. Actually, that is a yes, and please.
Why are you unbuckling your pants?
I think they're attributing a lot of that to the launch angle, and then there's it's the pros. So they do all these film and study. It's like, well, let's just pitch them on top of the zone.
So legit with all, and this is where the AWS StatCast and all this shit comes in. No fucking joke. I would not be surprised if they have the pitcher and they have, they're like, so-and-so's on first, this person's pitching. We have an 82% probability that they could steal.
Oh yeah, this is what they do stuff like
this. It's like a numbers game, which is kind of cool. But
I think some of it gets in the way.
Takes away the beauty of the sport.
Yeah, and I think like when they go, Jordan Hicks throws. I mean, I think he throws awful lot of fastballs. I mean, he throws 90. When they're like 92% amount of fastballs. Do you think he needs to mix up a little more? I'm like, he throws 104. Well, what do you think's coming? What is he in there to do?
Yeah, he's not pulling the fucking string on the change piece.
No.
Now there was also, this is going on longer than I thought, but that's okay. I'm sure you've seen the article. AAA has changed their baseballs this year, and home runs are up like a crazy amount, like 100% or something. I've got to look it up now.
Or are you talking about that? What do you fall in? I don't like it when they start doing the hits. Throwing at batters has no place in this sport. I was like,
oh, interesting.
I mean, I think it's BS if a dude hits a jack off of you and then the next batter gets plunked because you're pissed. That's bullshit.
Right.
But I mean, let's just say the guy had a dirty slide, the 3 innings before.
Oh, like a Chase Utley thing?
Yeah. Then I got no problem with you fucking sending one to his ribs.
Yeah. Okay, I can't find it. As quickly as I wanted to. Typical minor league team uses between how many baseballs a season in AAA?
Ooh, I have no idea. I can't even tell you. I don't even know what baseline.
7,000 to 10,000 baseballs a season. God damn. So moving they're talking about changing the balls to Major League Baseballs, which a dozen balls wholesale for MLB balls is $200.
Wow.
Minor league is $140. So they're saying a full season cost for new baseballs for a club, $35,000 for fucking balls for a season. That's pretty wild.
I think they hand stitch them to the DR.
Yeah. Rip Poppy. Okay.
7 American tours.
Now we've solved pretty much everything.
We have. What's
new? We're here for the people.
The meaning of life? Send it our way.
Yeah.
Solve it for you.
We'll do it. So we need lower concession stand costs, lower beer costs. Think somewhere between where we are now and AAA games.
There you go. I mean,
I'm going to go to a AAA game.
Just a little bit above it.
I got to see what's going on. And then how are you feeling about the launch angle? Would you rather see the 330 batting average, or you like all the bombs?
I'm a little older school, so I think the higher. I mean, I was talking to the old man about it.
Yeah,
and he's been around long enough where he's like,
many a decade.
It'll pass. He's like, I saw
ebbs and flows.
He said, I've seen when they had just a straight AstroTurf, everyone was hitting square into the ground because they would skip.
Oh,
when they had like the carpet, like it was like the rub.
Yeah, it was like fucking concrete.
Yeah, he said they'd do the chop straight in. He said, I've seen. He goes, it all changes. He goes, when I was a kid, the pitch that everyone threw was a knuckleball. And then it was the
slider,
the curveball, and then it was a slider, and now it's the changeup. He says it always changes.
Yeah.
So he goes, it's not, it won't ever stay the same. You think it will, but it won't. I was like, okay.
Because as soon as someone finds the leg up or the advantage, everyone conforms, and then
it adapts, and then it changes again.
Evolves and adapts. Very good.
He said, but if you look at like the Mike Trouts of the world, I don't think he really has a launch angle. He's got a pretty Arenado doesn't really have a launch angle. He's, and some of the launch angles, there's like the Cubs. They teach launch angle because they have that wind, so they try to launch it just up. If they pop it up into the wind, it takes it. It's a home run. But then it's kind of tough if you go to Oracle.
Yeah,
that's launch angle going to do you shit there. But if
hella flyouts,
can of corn.
Now, if I'm a hitter, I'd rather take 20 to 30 points on the batting average higher.
Oh yeah,
and I'll give you 10 home runs for that.
Tony Gwynn.
But I guess that's not going to get me paid. I ain't going to get paid if I'm batting 340. But if I hit 40 bombs and I'm hitting 250, I'll get paid.
Or you can be Arenado and bat 340 with 40.
Monster. It is a monster. Anyway, if you have thoughts about the MLB shitty attendance, why that might be happening beyond the
maybe a possible
ideas.
Solution that we didn't cover.
Oh, I don't think. I think we got it. We nailed it.
Just by the off chance.
Where would they send that to?
chipandsternshow@gmail.com, or just search Chip and Stern Show. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Just reach out to Chip and Stern Show. We will answer you. I promise you that.
Yeah, don't worry. One of us will.
The boards aren't lighting up, so we got time to answer anybody.
Plenty.
I mean, it might not be right away because Chipper and I will be bouncing back and forth trying to figure out if Dana's trolling us or not for probably a couple hours, and then we'll answer. Suspiciously answer, but we'll
definitely. Whatever you say, Mr. D. And until next time, I'm Chip.
I'm Stern.
Cheers.